Hi, Frank Smith here. Some exciting news. As many of you know, I'm an Olympus visionary, and I was given an early production model of something that is just being announced, and I'm so excited about this. It is the new Olympus M.Zuiko 8 to 25 millimeter lens. I've had an opportunity to shoot this now for the past several weeks, and I gotta tell you, this thing is incredible. As many of you know, I am pretty much a wide angle shooter, and this thing is probably gonna compete with my 7 to 14 because of its portability and the fact that the lens is flat, so I'm able to put on here standard filters, which in the past has always been a bit of a challenge, not that difficult. But where light is not a problem, I'm gonna more than likely be using this a lot more. So as you can see in some of the images that I have here, this thing is tack sharp, sharper than I would have probably guessed. So what I want to do is share with you a few of those images. So one of the things that I mentioned before that I really like is the portability aspect of this thing. It's small and it's got a little locking mechanism that when I extend it out here, I can go up to what is a full frame equivalent of 50 millimeters and down to 16 millimeter, which again is slightly different than what would have been the 14 millimeter on my 7 to 14. There's a locking device on here that will not allow you to shoot this until you extend it, and that's at the 8 millimeter mark. The size of this is just phenomenal, and it gives me a lot of flexibility when I'm traveling locations that are require small amounts of space. So let's talk about image quality. As you can see in some of the images that I'm displaying, there is incredible sharpness to this. And I've even done quite a few in low light conditions just to see how that would work. I'll let you be the judge, but I have to tell you, my early thoughts on this are this thing is really tack sharp. You be the judge, however. Let's move down the trail and see if we can get some other shots with this.
To discuss some tech talk, this lens goes down to 8 millimeters and up to 25 millimeters, which in full frame talk is 16 to 50 millimeters. And for me, this is a real sweet spot. As a bulk of what I do is in the outdoors, this works perfect for me for my landscape work and also my architectural work. It also has an aperture range of f4.0 to f22. Another benefit for me is that I can focus as close as 9 inches away from my subject, allowing me to create some macro abilities. And as you can see in these images of the cicadas, I was able to get very close. I've also done a fair amount of videoing with this lens, and I have to tell you, I really like the cinematic effect that it creates. I was very glad when Olympus made this part of their Pro line, which means it's splash-proof, dust-proof, and freeze-proof. Two features that are very important to me are the manual focus clutch, and as I mentioned earlier, I can now use direct screw-on filters without the use of an adapter. It uses a standard 72 millimeter thread. In addition to my outdoor landscape work, I do a fair amount of architectural work, and I've been experimenting with this, and I'm finding this to be a great option for me when I'm photographing buildings. So in conclusion, this is going to be a regular lens in my camera bag. Way to go, Olympus.